welcome back to another episode of BNI First Diamond podcast with our chapter members here in Prague, Czech Republic. We have our 2.0 episode with Mariia.
Hi, Susanna.
Hi, Mariia. Now, for those people who already saw 1.0, you already know a little more about Mariia. In our first episode, we dive in deeper why Mariia joined BNI and what is her business. But for those lazy individuals who didn't go and watch that, Mariia, can you share in a nutshell who are you and what do you do?
Thank you. My name is Mariia. I'm a founder of Easy Agency. This is communication agency. We are doing social media marketing on Instagram, starting with strategies and finishing daily boring stuff like posting, creating designs, making videos, etc.
Making entrepreneurs very happy. Amazing. And now, Mariia, why this industry? Why Instagram?
It happened with me just by accident, and I just take this moment and use it. Why not?
I love it. Why not? That's the beautiful part. Amazing. Now, there's a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners listening all around the world when it comes to this podcast. So, Mariia, can you share a little more? Why should entrepreneurs and business owners be in Instagram?
Yeah, that's interesting question, because maybe in 2017 it was a question, but now it's a rule. How it's the same how to came on the business meeting, on the business suit, and in some official look. It's a really good channel to present your business, to show your values, to show why you are different than other competitors, and to show your product better than in the regular store. Yeah. So.
And how about people who have, is there any difference between people who has a service or a product?
No, this is the same. Mostly the same. This it depends on the strategy you can choose, but in both ways you can share your backstages. You can involve your team into the creating content. So yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Now, when we talk about Instagram, I know people are very curious to get into the tips and tricks, and we're going to get there later on. But before we go there, can you share, Mariia, a little bit more about your entrepreneurial journey? So where did it start, and where did you come up to this day?
Yeah, I started doing this 7 years ago when Instagram was something like, maybe it's not so serious, but now you see, this is serious. And I started doing this with my business partner, and a few years ago we separated, and everyone has their own road, and now it is what it is. Yeah, so the last year something amazing happened to me that I stopped to be afraid of something, like what happened, what if, and these annoying voices left me. So I just did a lot of stuff, took a lot of responsibilities, tested a lot of hypotheses, and that's all.
I love that. Oh, when people jump in full on board to their businesses, it's always a great princess journey of their life. That's amazing. Now, I know there's so many people who are curious, but what about the tips in Instagram? Where are those? How do I get there? So, Mariia, let's start from the mistakes. So what are some common mistakes that entrepreneurs or business owners are doing when they're starting in Instagram?
Running and want to have the beautiful Instagram, just beautiful pictures without some strategy, without some visions, without anything. Oh, I saw it, I do the same, we'll see.
Just copy it from someone else.
This is the first point. The second point, to hire the social media manager who wants the lowest.
Yeah.
That's...
Who's not really emotionally invested. Or
that's not even about the quality, and it could be just a mistake.
I love that. Oh, that's a good tip. So everybody who has someone working for them can be like, is that the right person? Now to think about it, definitely. And now, when people do start in Instagram, I know there's a lot of people, myself included. I've said in multiple episodes, I've said it again, I am a little bit of a boomer. So when it comes to Instagram, I know there's a lot of people who think that Instagram has become like TikTok-y, where everything needs to be just quick-paced videos and everything. But what would be, and people might be afraid of this, that it's very TikTok-ish platform nowadays. What would be your standpoint for that if people think that it's more of a TikTok rather than a different platform?
Yeah, it depends on how we see TikTok. If it's the social media where you have to dance or doing some stupid stuff, yeah. But I can say that it doesn't work only on this way. You can find a lot of bloggers who just cooking or doing something, or coaches, or psychologists, or lawyers. A lot of like super serious people who are doing and present themselves not like by just dancing, making stand up, you know. And also Instagram is the coolest social media because you can choose another placement, for example, stories. Also carousels. This is also amazing placement then where you shouldn't just do this stuff.
I love that. I love that. Great. And now, what would be, let's say there's an entrepreneur out there, myself, who is working on their business. Their business profile is not as active, but their personal profile is very active. And let's say it's a millennial who is scrolling in Instagram Reels every night. Myself. But what would be the first step to them to take towards building their business in Instagram?
Just to try to take this a bit personal part to a business part. It's always interesting how the business owners are part of their business Instagrams, you know, how you hire the people to your team, what are you doing, how do you spend the time with your team.
Yeah, so something more in the backside rather than just the product or the service.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. Great. Now, we want to give physical advice for people. So today, Mariia, I'm going to challenge you in 2 different questions. Number 1, since you talked about pretty profile. So give us some good advices. What should be in your bio?
For sure, if you're looking for customers in some locations, for sure you have to have this location in your bio. Also, what are you actually doing, and in how people can connect with you, and maybe if you have some offline events, so talk also about them.
Okay. And that all fits in your bio, or?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, you just make it on the new line.
Okay,
That's
amazing. Yeah, this is how boomer I am. I have no idea. Amazing. Now, the second question I'm gonna ask is something that I notice a lot of business owners doing is focus on making their profile pretty, like you said, and being used a lot of time to do that with different thumbnails or any pictures. What's your, professional opinion about that? Like, should it be always very similar, very pretty, or can it be just absolutely anything from the video, for example?
For the first, you have to choose for yourself which strategy you want to have or how you want to look like. Like the clothes, you're choosing or denim or dresses or the same is with your Instagram. So if you're choosing to be in these colors or in this, you want to share only these things, just do this. But the coolest thing which Instagram offers is that you can create professional content, create content with drones or even with your iPhone. That's all.
The limit doesn't exist when it comes to Instagram. Yeah, that's very fair. And I see that a lot, and I try to be perfect a lot on Instagram too, and in every platform when it comes to it. So I'm sure it's more of a being a perfectionist and getting, over that part as well. Now, you work with a lot of people and with all different industries. I've seen it in our chapter, I've seen it in your presentations. All right, Mariia, you have worked with so many different people and so many different industries. I've seen it in your presentations on our meetings and everything. What has been the most interesting project you've been a part of?
Actually, I love to work with productions. I collaborate with one food productions. They are making frozen food, which you can put into the oven and just amazing dinner is done. Or with candle production, also amazing story. So productions is my passion.
All right. And what makes it such an interesting industry to work in?
Because it's big projects, you can dip into the full production of the product, starting with packages or starting with buying ingredients. That's super interesting how it's going on, and I love to be part of to visit these productions and to see how it works. So it inspired me to promote them in the different way, not like ChatGPT will say.
Yeah. Jakub, don't listen.
Sorry.
All right, great. Now, Mariia, there is for sure a lot of new trends, a lot of innovations going on in Instagram, but what would be one that you would want to point out now for our listeners, some new trend that there's going on in Instagram?
Yeah, this is agency content. It's when your team creating the content for your brand, showing your product from the different side. It's really, really cool, but really difficult.
I was going to say, that just means that you need to get your team members involved. So.
Yes, exactly. And do it regularly.
Yeah,
you know?
That's fair. Staying consistent. We've heard that a lot in our chapter. Great. Now, Mariia, how about what would be an advice that you would give to people? They could be your customers for the future. They could be someone who's looking forward to starting an Instagram. What would be an easy tip that you can give to them? A little advice.
Start with strategy like in life. What you want to reach, and then go for it.
Ooh, I love that. Short and sharp. Start with strategy and go with what you would like to have. I love it. When it's strategized and when it's planned, you can go wrong, but there is a less of a chance that you to go wrong. Now, amazing, Mariia. Thank you so much for being with us today. And to end off, if it feels like someone who's listening and they feel like, oh, I do need Mariia's help, I'm not really skilled at Instagram at all, or maybe you're a little bit of a boomer like myself, but where can these people find you? How can they contact you?
They can find me on LinkedIn, for example, or just leave some comment.
And I'm sure we can find you from Instagram as well,
Sure.
since it's your own platform to work on as well. Amazing. Mariia, thank you so much for being with us here today. And if you are wondering who are all of these people that are in this podcast, what the hell is First Diamond and what is BNI? If you happen to be traveling to Prague or live in Prague or surrounding of Prague, you can find myself and Mariia and a lot of other people every Thursday morning networking, passing referrals, and building relationships in Prague in our First Diamond chapter. We will leave all the information, links, registration links, everything, contacts for Mariia, everything on the down below. So you can right away hit connect and contact with everyone who you would like. And we hope to see you in one of our chapter meetings online or in person in the future. Thank you, Mariia, so much for being with us.
Thank you, Susanna.
Thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode.